So always track what matters. We need to track those things that are going to lead to the result, not necessarily just track the result. I know that a lot of folks will track that result, but then not track the things that go into that. So
insurance dudes are on a mission to escape being handcuffed by our agencies.
How? By uncovering the secrets to creating a predictable, consistent, and profitable agency sales machine.
I am Craig Pretzinger.
I am Jason Feldman.
We are agents.
We are insurance dudes.
Right now, while it's fresh in your mind, check out live.teledudes.com.
We took our notes from over 100 interviews with top agents from around the country and made it into a live webcast.
Using these strategies led Craig and I to selling more than $10 million in premium in the last 2 years.
On this call, you'll receive the exact blueprint to get the same results.
Just go to live.teledudes.com to register for this upcoming Tuesday's live call with us.
If you jump on this call with us, we're certain 2022 will be an absolutely fantastic year for you.
See you there.
welcome to another playbook. This is playbook number 26, and we're going to call this Measure What Matters. Last week on the Elite Dudes meeting, we went into something, or the part of the telefunnel that we like to talk about, which is agent metrics. So the sales agent metrics. So there's a lot of pieces on a telefunnel where you have the telemarketer piece, you have the leads, you have all of these different variables that enter the telefunnel. And then on the back end, the final piece is once the sales agent gets a hold of the lead, right? Now the lead has made contact, there's somebody on the phone, and now we get over the sales agent. What we see, or I guess it's just a human behavior, is we want to get instant results, right? We spend money on something. We want to see that which we spent money turn into something that is beneficial for the agency. In this case, a sale. But there's a lot of parts of that go into it, and all of these things need to be measured along the way. But we're going to most specifically talk about the agent metrics. So measuring what matters. Number one, I read this quote on our Elite Dudes call when we went through this training, but if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. That's Peter Drucker, 19th or 20th century, so the 1900s management theory guy, was really big on measuring all of the different things, because it's true, we can't manage anything that we don't measure. But another thing is also to get through the noise, right? Not everything that matters can be measured, and not everything that we can measure matters. So we don't want to just measure everything just for measuring it. We want to measure those things that are going to have the biggest impact. And when we're talking about leads, we're talking about key performance indicators for leads. There's only a few things that really make a huge difference when it comes to seeing whether or not producers will get you results. And the first thing we want to measure is dials. How many dials are they doing? Now, we know that by using a telefunnel, by following the telefunnel framework, you're not necessarily going to be doing tons and tons and tons of dials, but there still have to be dials. And the most critical piece is dialing on follow-up. So anything that's quoted, this is where the producers need to be making those dials, because they have to be getting a hold of, or attempting to get a hold of, all the people who they've already quoted on a daily basis. This is a daily thing. So anybody quoted has to be followed up daily. So we got to make sure that they're doing at least a certain number of dials every day. You need to figure out what that is for how many leads they have that they're working in the system. Second piece is talk time. There's probably, this and quoting, right, are the two biggest components to see whether or not your producer is going to get results. In our agency, it's 4 hours of talk time minimum. So they've got to be on the phone talking with prospects for at least 4 hours on a daily basis. I think back to when we were doing less than an hour. We had producers that were doing less than an hour of talk time. Now we have them doing 4 hours of talk time. They're 4 times more effective. They're creating 4 times the results. We have one new guy that's on pace for over 40K in his second full-time month of production, only because he's following, or he's being held accountable to the right metrics. And that's what's going to get the results. The other component, so the talk time is the amount of time spent. The other component, the activity, is how many quotes. They need to be quoting 8 to 10 new households per day. So if they're not, then this is going to be a problem, because we got to consistently be putting more opportunity in the pipeline each and every day. So these are the things that we need to track that make the biggest difference. Of course, we're going to track sales because we're going to look at, of those talks, how many converted, so that we have an idea. But really, you're gonna hold that number, that sales number or closing percentage. You're going to use as against your benchmark, which is your market or your state or wherever you are. You want to take some geographical location and look at what the closing rate is for that, and you should be above it. I mean, we should always shoot to be above that closing percentage. I know that for us, we only are writing business from internet leads that we ran through our Telefunnel. We're looking at between, depending on the week, 12 to 16% close off of everybody quoted. Now, for our captive carrier and for the insurance lead world, this is a very high number, right? And it all is benefited by the fact that we are really, really holding accountable to the talk time, the dials, and the number of quoted households that need to be done on a daily basis. This will impact the results on the back end. So always track what matters. We need to track those things that are going to lead to the result, not necessarily just track the result. I know that a lot of folks will track that result, but then not track the things that go into that. So be thinking of that as you enter the work week or wherever part of the week you're on right now. And we appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. Don't forget, if you have taken some value from this and you find this helpful, nothing can do us anything better than for you to go and leave us a review. So whether you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or wherever you're listening, please just take the 2 minutes, find the rating, give us an appropriate rating. Hopefully it's five stars, and just write a quick, one sentence how it helped. Thank you so much. We appreciate you listening. Take care.
Hey, what are you still doing here?
Well, while you're still here and while it's fresh in your mind, check out live.teledudes.com.
Yeah, if you weren't listening before, we took notes from over 100 interviews with top agents from around the country and made it into a live webcast.
Using these strategies did help Craig and I write over 10 million in premium in the last couple years.
And let me tell you, on this call, you'll receive the exact blueprint to get the very same results.
Again, that's live.teledudes.com to register for this upcoming Tuesday's live call with us.
And if you jump on with us, we are certain 2022 will be an absolutely fantastic year for you.
See you there.